Welcome to the 117th annual meeting of the Gordon Community Center. It has certainly been an interesting year, and we appreciate you all joining us virtually this evening. You have shown your support through these trying times, and we have noticed. I'd like to extend a special welcome to our community leaders who have joined us this evening. It is my pleasure to invite Rabbi Saul Strasberg to present the Var Torah for us at this time.
Thank you, Raymond. Good evening to everybody. Great to be joining you all tonight. I just wanted to turn back the clock for a moment, a few thousand years, about 3,500 years, to our spiritual ancestors, Abraham and Sarah, at the very end of their lives. They were living in the town of Hebron, and they didn't have a son. Isaac had just been born, and they wanted him to have a wife so they could carry on the Jewish tradition and the Jewish family they had started. So Sarah was 127 years old. Abraham was 137 years old. He was 10 years older, and Sarah dies. And it feels like it's the end of the story. And Abraham has to procure a place to bury Sarah, and he negotiates with a man named Ephron from the tribe of Chivi, a non-Jewish, non-Israelite. And he tries really hard to make sure that Sarah was taken care of after she left this world. And it takes him a few days, and after he finally negotiates and buries his beloved wife of many, many years, of 90 years together, he goes on with his life and tries to continue finding a beloved wife for his son, Yitzchak. It's a beautiful story of being able to move on with life after a very trying moment. Everything they had built together was a partnership and cooperation. And when Sarah left the world, Abraham could very well easily have thrown in the towel and called it quits or gotten stuck for a while, but instead he kept moving. And I really want to wish the JCC, the Gordon JCC, a huge amount of gratitude and success and strength for really teaching our community how to move forward in this trying time. It's been a difficult 6 months, and the JCC has really led the way in the entire community of how to carefully and sensitively and thoughtfully move on with life in a prescribed way that allows us to continue to build, to continue to come together, to continue to inspire the future generations. So it's my blessing that the JCC continues with its very good work in the very nice way you're doing it, and that we should all be blessed this year with good health. Thank you.
For our wonderful relationship with the Jewish Federation of Nashville and Middle Tennessee, it is now my pleasure to introduce our friend Eric Stillman, Executive Director of the Jewish Federation, to say a few words.
Thank you, Raymond. I appreciate it very much, and allow me to echo and build upon Rabbi Saul's remarks. The Gordon JCC has an integral role in our community and is truly very much at the center of our Jewish community. And because of the very close relationship between the Jewish Federation of Nashville and the Gordon JCC, together we work stronger because of our partnership than either of us could do on our own. Very proud of everything that the Gordon JCC has accomplished. Really wonderful partnership to enjoy working with Raymond as the president, Leslie as the executive director, and on behalf of the entire Jewish Federation and Jewish Foundation of Nashville and Middle Tennessee, we want to tell you how grateful we are to be able to work together and to celebrate the annual meeting tonight of the Gordon JCC. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Now I'd like to invite Leslie Sachs to give us a review of the year.
As we highlight our programs from the past year, we acknowledge that this has certainly been a different sort of year. We've loved being the living room of the Jewish community and felt like things were going well. Are we doing the slideshow? I'll just keep going.
Here we go.
Okay. We're learning technology as we go here, guys. Mahal is doing a great job, and thank her for helping us with this. You can keep going, Mahal. Okay. So TGIT is our Thursday program for seniors where they come and enjoy lunch and programs every Thursday. And these are a few times when our preschool kids visited with them. And one of my favorite programs, Under One Roof, we focus on the Tikkun Olam, repairing the world, with our Art Sticker program. 30 organizations participated, demonstrating the rich values of contributions made by so many in Nashville. We're excited to bring the program back this October with the theme Diversity, Beauty, and Strength. The Kosher Nashville Hot Chicken Festival was brought hundreds to the Kiva parking lot and made our mouths burn and our eyes water. The Jewish book series brought Jewish authors to Nashville and to other locations as we spread our wings around town. And we ended 2019 with our best Hanukkah Fest yet. Latkes made by Bernie and team were delicious. Everyone had a blast, and Mr. Jack provided great musical entertainment. In January 2020, we had a magical evening at the Big Night Out, chaired by Kim Lapidus and Tara Middleberg. Little did we know that this was the last time we would all be together in our one big living room auditorium, at least for a while. In one of our last events on campus in March, we celebrated Purim with our ECLC Purim Parade, led by Cookies, Ms. Renee, and Milk, Miss Sharon. Always a highlight to see the kids parading through the building. And then COVID-19 showed up. We quickly made a pivot to bring the JCC programming into your living room. ECLC provided daily content to our families. This is Miss Jessica reading a story. I'm not sure we're getting video. And this is Miss Molly taught cooking classes to the kids on Thursday afternoons, and they made snacks together. We didn't get to see the next picture, but Mr. Andrew led fitness classes with virtual workouts for our kids.
Almost done. I'm waiting on it. So when it finishes, I'll show you what I made.
Hello, boys and girls. How are you doing today? I hope that everyone is having so much fun today. It's a little bit dreary outside, but that doesn't mean that we can't stay active and fit. And so, of course, we have our exercise hour together right.
We also continued to do Talk Shabbat virtually, and we had people all over the country, including
All right,
grandparents,
friends.
join us.
We have had an amazing time. Let's get ready to celebrate some Shabbat together. It has been quite the week, but you know what? One thing that is always true is that no matter how the week has been, no matter how things are going, we always know we have Shabbat to look forward to, a chance to kind of connect and ground ourselves and come together.
The fitness staff didn't miss a beat either, offering 600 virtual workouts, even one for those who exercise in the pool.
Amazing, ageless, agile group of women. Welcome to 2.0 version of Office Aerobics. Coach Josh here today inside the JCC gym. I hope you enjoyed our last video, and today I'm going to bring you a new set of 3 different sets of exercises that we can do at home. Today, all you're going to need is a wall.
So on June 3rd, after much careful planning and preparation, we opened our doors and program.
2, 3. We gotta wash our hands, you know what I mean. We gotta wash our hands and we gotta wash our hands, you know what I mean. We gotta wash our hands and we can live. We got
Camp Davis really had a great 90th summer. We also ran a great ECLC program, and then we opened our pools and fitness centers with lots of signage and lots of reminders for social distancing, masks, and we scanned and took temperatures at the door. It's been wonderful to see so many familiar faces back. We look forward to when everyone feels comfortable joining us again. Finally, I'm so grateful and so proud of the way the talented Gordon JCC staff have brought amazing programs to our community this past year. They have proven not only to be experts in their fields, but also creative, nimble, and patient as we navigated the changes around us the past 5 months. They've made everything in the slides show possible. I'm sorry that I can't ask them all to stand for a round of applause, but I know that you will all join me in saying a hearty thank you to all of them. Now it is my pleasure to continue our tradition of recognizing staff milestones. Ms. Sandra Mullins has been with the ECLC for 35 years, and she's one of the happiest and most dedicated people we know, and she's always wonderful. We all aspire to be just like her. Celebrating 20 years is Carolyn Rudin, who's a great personal trainer who always has a smile on her face and has done a great job training people while we were remote as well. Celebrating 15, ooh, I think we lost 15 years, but I don't know. Celebrating 5 years is Marissa Byard, our new camp director. Camp Davis director, just finished a great camp season. Dara Freiberg, our amazing membership and development director who gives us class. Mike Gallagher, our early morning security officer who knows every child by name. Crystal Ridley, our older infant teacher who loves her babies so much. And Alex Heller, our adult director who cares so much about our seniors and who has brought the Jewish book series to life. And finally, before we start with this, 15 years, Karen Malone and George Suarez, we don't know what happened to the slide, have been working in fitness and keeping our bodies strong. And George arrives bright and early and welcomes everyone at 5:30 in the morning. And they've done a great job keeping everything clean and straight during the pandemic and since we opened. Finally, sometimes we have to say goodbye, and this is a really tough one for all of us to say goodbye, but Miss Lottie has decided that it's time to retire after 29 years. We've tried several times to change her mind, but to no avail. Ms. Lottie has taught in our ECLC for 29 years and is loved by everyone for her kindness, her positive attitude, and her warmth and love for children. Congratulations to our staff for reaching these milestones, and we look forward to working together for many more years. Now I'd like to introduce Skylar Haas, our BBYO and Teen Director, who will present the Kahila Award.
Hello, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and I know that they're both out there listening, so you can't see their faces, and I'm sure they'd be really smiley through this entire process. So you can just picture it if you know them. The Kahila Award, formerly known as the Ralph Shepard Award, is given annually to a Jewish Nashville high school senior that exemplifies the characteristics of outstanding Jewish youth. He or she must have demonstrated a positive attitude, maturity, achievement, and participation in our Jewish community throughout their high school career. This includes involvement in a Jewish youth group, Jewish educational study, and taking part in congregational life, as well as participating in community service within their congregation, in their school, and within the larger Jewish community. The teens are nominated by their synagogue, educational director, rabbi, or youth group advisor. Nominated teens are asked to complete an application with 2 essays. The completed applications are then redacted to keep them anonymous and sent to all past Kahila and Ralph Shepard Award winners, who review the applications and cast their vote. The Kahila Award nominations are for teens that have shown great dedication and motivation, both in the Jewish community as well as the greater Nashville area. These seniors are enthusiastic about making the world a better place. The winners each receive a $500 gift provided by the Doyne Family Fund at the Jewish Foundation to be used toward their education. In my 2 years working professionally with teens in Nashville, I'm yet to come across 2 individuals more deserving of an award that represents community than Shy Rice and Annie Jacobs. They could not be more different, but one thing they have in common is that they are both natural born leaders and that this is just the beginning for them. Those who nominated these teens used words such as inclusive, kind, and respectful. As a team director, you seek out nothing more than to build a community that is welcoming and accepting of all. It is a character trait that I personally have the utmost respect for, and it is a character trait that these two embody. I'm going to talk about Shy first. Shy Rice is honestly just one of the most genuine, down-to-earth human beings on this planet. Being the son of two incredibly wise and insightful rabbis in our community, Shy carries a responsibility of kin in Nashville, and he fulfills it with every fiber of his being. Ask anyone who knows Shy what they think about him, and I guarantee you, you could not find a complaint. He's an old soul who is extremely knowledgeable in so many very random different things, and someone who can find a connection with just about anyone. Something I admire about Shy is his passion for coaching. He's actually really good at it for being so young. To be a good coach, you have to be a good leader, and to be a good leader, you have to know the game and its players. And Shy takes the time to build relationships and learn all that surrounds him. He does this on and off the court, and it's a quality that we should all strive to possess. Annie Jacobs is intelligent and witty. I am so lucky to have spent the last few years watching you grow into such an incredible young leader. Using her bubbly and approachable personality, she was a staple in our BBYO region. She held numerous positions on chapter board and went on to serve as the 72nd CSR Aimcha Haverot, or Vice President of Membership in the region. She was a face that all new incoming teens knew, including her little sister, and she was part of a powerhouse team, being the first to hit a regional membership goal in years. I met Annie 4 years ago when she attended her first BBYO summer experience. At CLTC, Annie, along with so many Music City girls, which is our chapter here in Nashville, had the opportunity to soak in everything that there is to know about BBYO and the sisterhood that is the B'nai B'rith girls. She came back eager to grow and learn and do more. She went on to attending more BBYO summers, capping her experience with an incredible trip to Israel, along with so many friends that she made across the globe. That was how Annie stood out amongst the crowd. She knew that BBYO was bigger than her, bigger than what was here in Nashville. She took the time to find the connections and build the networks across the globe, and this is a trait I know she'll carry on to college. Our BBYO program is lucky to have leaders like Annie and Shy. The Nashville Jewish community is lucky to have teens like Annie and Shy, two teens that are dedicated to the Jewish future and the future of this community. They are dedicated to making themselves all that they can be and always reach for the stars in everything that they do. Thank you, Shy and Annie, for setting the example for Jewish teens around the South and for always being the best, most authentic version of yourself. You both deserve this award so much, and it couldn't be more of an honor to present it to the both of you. Love you, 3000. I guess I'm passing it back off to Leslie.
To
Raymond.
me. Yes.
Raymond, over to you, Raymond.
Okay. Thank you, Skylar. Thank you, Skylar. And now on to business, the business part of our meeting. Cindy Gold, President-elect, chaired our nominating committee and will present the 2020-2021 slate for the Gordon JCC Board.
Thank you, Raymond. In accordance with the bylaws, a nominating committee of the JCC made up of both board and non-board members has developed a list of nominees and a slate of officers. I'd like to thank Yuri Lipschitz, Franklin Parr, Kim Lapidus, Jamie Eskin, Beth Ducklow, and Jeremy Brook for serving on that committee. I would especially like to extend a sincere thank you to members of the board who have served our community during the past few years and now sadly leave the board. Lauren Cooper, Beth Ducklow, David Heller, Merrill Kraft, Jessica Pinsley, and Lerone Resnick. Now for the slate of the new board members. Nominated for a first 3-year term, Brian Benjamin, Tara Biller, Beth Easter, Jessica Ginsburg, and Marissa Russ. Nominated for a second 3-year term, Matt Leff, Laurel Orley, Susie Perlman, and Kelly Unger. And presidential appointees, Julie Eskin Galbiers and Carolyn Sprouse. Our officers who have been nominated for a second 1-year term, Secretary Jeremy Brook, Treasurer Scott Gertner, Vice President Sarah Malamed, President-elect me, Cindy Gold, President Raymond Jacobs. Board members continuing in their terms, Jack Drapus, Gil Fox III, Amy Goldstein, Gail Gordon Jacobs, Dick Krebs, Evan Nemius, April Niemer, Scott Newman, Bernie Parr, Alan Perlman, Alyssa Trackman, and Afshin Yazdian. Is there a motion to accept the presented nominees? I can't see, but I'm going to assume that yes, okay. And is there a second? Yes, wonderful. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye in their chat box. Are there any nays? Wonderful. The motion passes. It gives me great pleasure to charge you with the full duties and responsibilities assigned to members and officers of the Board of Directors, and by a vote of acclamation to officially install you in this position. May you be diligent and forthright in your deliberations and leadership, and may you and your fellow board members go from strength to strength. Mazel tov and thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Good evening, and again, thank you for joining us tonight. It's been an extraordinary time in my first year as board president of the Gordon Jewish Community Center. These last 5 months have demonstrated that our staff, members, and overall community are at the core of what we do and why we exist. Rahm Emanuel, President Obama's former Jewish chief of staff and former mayor of Chicago, once said, "You never want a serious crisis to go to waste. It provides the opportunity to do things that were not possible to do before." I can't think of a better example of this than the JCC response to COVID-19. It all begins with leadership at the top, and I can't say enough about how our executive director, Leslie Sachs, set the tone for the board and staff to handle and adapt to COVID-19. Having worked closely with staff leadership through this crisis, I can say without a doubt we are in good hands now and for the foreseeable future. It was critical that we began to prepare early, with our first communication to our membership taking place on February 28th. 3 additional communications followed suit until we closed the JCC on March 15th. We then transitioned our service to a virtual format with the tagline, "The JCC comes to your living room," encompassing the following content to our constituents. Keep your kids busy. We had over 400 videos of our ECLC YouTube channel. Keep your campers excited. Keep your mind strong. Keep your body moving with over 600 virtual fitness classes. And finally, keep your Jewish soul connected. I can tell you from the beginning, we received numerous grateful emails from our members and parents. We also instituted an initiative to reach out to our membership via phone calls. We did over 1,000 calls. I want to thank Sarah Malamed, JCC Board Vice President, for spearheading this effort. I also want to thank board members Lauren Cooper and Beth Ducklow, who led our initiative to deliver meals to our seniors during the COVID-19 crisis. At last count, 604 meals have been delivered. Again, thank you so much for that. Not only are our members important, but also is our valued staff. Leslie and others worked diligently to get our loan application done as soon as possible to participate in the Payback Protection Plan. We received our funds, approximately $530,000 in mid-April, which allowed us to keep our staff employed. I can tell you many Jays around the country have not been so fortunate. Beginning in May, we began the process of developing and implementing our reopening plan for the JCC with the goal of including as many CDC guidelines as possible, as well as staying in concert with Mayor Cooper's multi-phased approach of reopening Nashville. We also instituted an online reservation system to make sure our transition from virtual to in-person went smoothly. When phase 2 of the mayor's plan began, it included the fitness centers and pools around town. And with that, the JCC finally reopened on June 3rd, with the fitness center, pool at 50%, and the ECLC at 50%, along with ECLC at the West End at 100%. Then on June 5th, recreational swim began at a 50% capacity. And finally, Camp Davis on June 8th opened, starting with 70 campers. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the anti-Semitic incident that occurred on the JCC campus this summer. On Saturday, June 13th in the afternoon, within 4 minutes, vulgar words of hate were spray painted in black on a white bedsheet and hung on the National Holocaust Memorial. Though we are deeply saddened and shocked this occurred on our campus, please know we are very fortunate to have an excellent security team in place to protect us. James McDowell, who has over 32 years of law enforcement experience, leads our security. On behalf of all of us at the JCC, I want to say thank you to James and his team for all that you do for us. When I became board president last year, part of my message at that time was the upcoming capital campaign, a much needed campaign to update our facility and to meet the growing needs of our local community. Even with the COVID-19 crisis, I am proud to say we have made substantial progress in the quiet phase and are looking forward to going public in the coming months. I want to thank our campaign co-chairs, Billy Eskin, Frank Gordon, and Howard Safe for their leadership. A thank you goes to our campaign cabinet and to Dara Freiberg, our development director, for all their efforts in making our early ask so successful. Finally, I want to thank our current board and staff for all that they do to make the JCC the best it can be. And for those leaving the board, Lauren Cooper, Beth Ducklow, David Heller, Mel Kraft, Jessica Pensley, and Lauren Resnick, I am so appreciative of your involvement, perspective, and opinions. Thank you so much. And for our new board members, Brian Benjamin, Tara Biller, Beth Easter, Julie Eskin Galbraith, Jessica Ginsburg, Marissa Russ, and Carolyn Sprouse, I welcome you and look forward to your participation in leading the JCC over the next several years. So if we can put up the life and legacy slide, please. Thank you to the members of our Life and Legacy Society for their commitment to ensure a healthy future for the Gordon JCC for generations to come. Again, thank you all for joining us this evening. Every one of you is an important member of the community, and we are thrilled to be your community center. We look forward to celebrating with you in person next year. I now say that the 117th annual meeting of the Gordon Jewish Community Center is now adjourned. And again, thank you for attending.